Nobody wears fanny packs anymore. But hip bags are cool and functional.
Good morning, everybody. Today we are going on an overnight trip to a saloon. A little bit different from your typical bikepacking trip. We're gonna do a local loop known as Jack's Saloon Loop. Basically take some gravel roads and stay at a saloon on top of the mountain.
Yes, so they have cabins. We don't really know a whole lot about the cabins other than we booked one, and we'll find out what they look like, I guess.
So we're using this ride really as a shakedown for a bikepacking trip that we're doing in a couple weeks in the Ochocos.
That's right. When we go out to Oregon, we have an opportunity to ride the Ochoco Overlander. Even though we are cabining it tonight, we do have all of our camping stuff so that we can make sure we're not gonna break.
So let's get going. Are you ready to do the bike packing?
Ready or not! Of bars, Kate's bars, salami for breakfast, a bag of burritos.
Burritos are always key.
Yes. Put all my burritos.
Right, so this ride, like so many of the other rides that we do, begins and ends on the Kim Williams Trail. So we are taking this out of town. So I've made a couple of modifications to my cutthroat, some sturdy Kanza, put on some new super fat bar tape, raise the bars up a little bit, but most significantly changed the chain ring from a 38 to a 32 because I like to spin. Laura, on the other hand, not as anal as I am.
I'm a stomper. I'm okay with that.
So on this trip we're using slightly different bags. What do you have on the front there?
I have the salsa anything cradle with dry bag. Got my sleeping bag and pillow in there.
So why'd you choose that?
Mostly because I have really short cabling in the front. And this is designed to not get in the way of the cabling. And since some of these cables are hydraulic brake cables, I really don't want to pinch them.
For me, I'm using the Ortlieb handlebar bag. My cables are slightly longer and they're cables. So if things get kinked, it's not the end of the world. It's nice to have an array of bags depending on the situation. All right, a couple more details about this ride. In total length, I believe it's about 80 miles. We're gonna break it up into 2 days. First day is roughly 50 miles. Most of the climbing will be done on this first day. And then the second day, tomorrow, will be all downhill and cold. I think, since you guys have seen so much of this trail, I'm just gonna fast forward to when it gets interesting. So we'll see you then. Getting to the part where we hop on the road, and we're gonna get on a road called Blue Mountain Road, that then turns to Big Flat Road, which then turns into Southside Road. If you're interested in this ride, GPS in the description below. So we're riding along a river and all these fish were rising. Of course, I did not bring the rod on this trip. So I was like, I'm gonna focus on the filming. Big mistake. So traffic has dropped off, but generally anywhere in Montana, you wanna be vigilant. People drive everywhere and fast. So after that kind of rolly bit on the cliff, you're down in this valley, a little bit more of a shoulder, flatter until we get to the unpaved section of this ride.
Best side.
So this is when this route really gets interesting. You'll see it change from this random Forest Service road to river road. Not flat.
Not flat.
Here's first hill. How's your bike holding up so far?
Oh, my bike is doing great.
How do you like that? How do you like that thing?
You know what? It's rock solid.
Yeah.
I don't even notice that it's there. So
Cool.
yeah, the sleeping bag squishes down enough that it's out of the way of my brake levers.
See, you're rocking a hip bag, completely different from a fanny pack.
Exactly. Nobody wears fanny packs anymore. But hip bags are cool and functional. I see you're rocking one too, as a matter of fact.
I am. Totally not a fanny pack.
No. I like it. I like having that extra little space. If you get a well-designed one, which this one is, and you don't overload it, you kind of don't really notice that it's there.
This feels like someone's hugging your waist the whole day.
Exactly. We can all use extra hugs.
Comforting encouragement. It's gotten like super chunky. This is barely like 20 miles into the ride and it feels so remote again. Definitely terrain for supple tires here. So the road's changed again into kind of this wooded tunnel. A little bit smoother, but it's been pretty rough.
It is so much more rough here than I remember.
Yeah. So this stretch is pretty rad. The river is right off to the side. Very autumnal at the moment. I think that's the word of the day. Autumnal. Autumnal and chunky. Exercise or burrito break for the day at a pretty nice spot. If I had brought the fishing gear, which I pulled out at the last minute for the sake of being ultralight, I'd be fishing the crap out of this part. It looks so good.
What are you thinking, Russ? You're just not an ultralight person.
I know. But there's like there's some current, some soft water, there'd be fishies in those foam lines. Should have brought the rod. Oh look! And there's a whole thing about fishing.
Yep.
All right, I think we're within the last couple miles. Definitely steeper. How you doing?
Good and ready to be done.
Some switchbacks on this final end. Just really trying to gain some elevation with the quickness. I have no idea what this place is going to be like. Part of me imagines it to be like the bar from Dusk Till Dawn. Probably less vampires.
I don't know that reference.
Or was that Patrick Swayze movie, Roadhouse? No?
Roadhouse has fewer bar fights, I hope.
So a bar in the middle of the woods. Pretty good reason to do a bike overnight.
Oh, we're just in the forest. Trying to figure out where we are.
Looking for a bar.
Looking for a bar with cabin. I think it's that way. I can't check because, of course, I don't get service.
I can't check because the Wahoo keeps dying.
So, I believe that it's on the main road. I believe that's what I remember seeing when we did look at the Google Maps earlier. And that's clearly the main road.
Alright, so we've been descending and we just saw a fence, and the fence means people, and people means the Jack Saloon. Beginning to have like serious doubts about whether this place actually existed. We'd heard about it, but it's nice to actually see it. It's getting dark, it's getting cold, tired, gonna wash up and get some food. You made it! It exists. It exists.
Key, flashlight. Oh man, it's really awesome in there actually.
Yeah.
Super sweet.
Yeah.
It's like, I walked in and I was totally expecting this like rowdy scene, and it's like quiet.
That's because they haven't started drinking yet. The Jack, built in 1972. Supposedly, its bar is made from one giant log, and there are camping options available, but because it's going to be cold, we decided to get a cabin, and we'll see what these cabins look like.
Ta-da! We have a window, a fan, a bed, fridge, microwave, coffee setup.
That's for all the artisanal coffees we're gonna make.
And a bathroom.
Oh, it's got a bathroom. That's cute.
Everything you need.
Sweet. Well, I think we're gonna get cleaned up, get less salty, and check out the bar. The cabins are super cute.
Yeah.
Everything you need. You ready to get some food?
Yes. Whiskey.
I probably won't be vlogging too much in there because that'd be weird. But I'll take a couple shots just so you guys know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Whoop, 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 whoop. How's it?
It's a good chunk of meat.
Yeah. All right, so we just wrapped up dinner and drinks at the Jack. What'd you think?
It was fantastic. I'm exhausted, I'm full, and I'm kind of drunk, and that's exactly what it should be.
And they have a good selection of like Montana whiskeys.
For sure.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna call it for the night. Tomorrow should be relatively easy. I think we did all the work today. And we pretty much just connect to Highway 12, which is actually part of the Trans Am. We roll into Lolo and then hop on the Bittery Trail back into town. So, and ideally all downhill.
I think it's like 10 miles of downhill and then flat on the trail. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. So, see you guys in the morning. So we woke up, started raining, so we decided to kill a little bit more time in the cabin, thankfully.
Not in any big hurry, why not?
Today's ride, it looks like we essentially go downhill most of the way. We're going to connect up with Highway 12, which is actually part of the Trans Am route.
Yep, and the Lewis and Clark.
So we've got all the layers, so let's get going. So the last time we were on this road was almost, a decade ago? It was when we were riding Bromptons from Bend up to Glacier. So that's crazy. It's been a long time. Alright, so it looks like if you guys don't want to stay at the cabin, there is a campground not too far away from the Jack, Lolo Creek Campground. So we were here at Fort Fizzle, which is about 13 miles from the Jack. It makes a great rest area because it's got bathrooms if you need them. The ride's been pretty uneventful, and then just slowly downhill. Got rained on. It's pretty boring, so I think I'm actually going to end the video here. But if you're looking for a great overnight loop to a interesting destination, then definitely check out this route. I'll put it in the description below. And I don't know, what do you think?
I've had a great time. It's a nice loop. I think it's nice to do the longer, more rough, strenuous, uphill-y bits to get to the Jack, where there's hot food and booze waiting, and then do this nice kind of easy, lazy ride back. You do all your work the first day and kind of have a cruisy day back into town. So that's it for this video. If you like videos like this, like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to support the channel via Patreon, PayPal, or Supple shirts, which I'm wearing underneath all this, I promise. And until next time, keep the Supple side down. For a quick footnote, as you go down the 12 and approach Lolo, the traffic will increase, but there is a little side path trail to look off of. And I don't know if I made this clear, but once you get to Lolo, you can hop on the Bitterroot Trail back into Missoula for a pretty easy ride. So generally this loop is pretty good. There are two kind of areas to be aware of, and that's that one rolling hilly part coming out to the south side and this final descent on the 12. So if you can, ride it early, ride it when there isn't a ton of traffic, and it'll make for a better experience. So for reals now, that's it. Keep the Supple side down.